welcome back everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to the part 2, the sequel of our first episode in which we did that orchid hunting adventure at Tom Ritter's Orchid. So if you did not see that video yet, I would suggest that you do it now, and it's going to be so simple. All you have to do is click on that link like right here, and it'll bring you directly to part 1, and indeed see part 1, because if you don't see part 1, some of this is not going to make any sense. And not only that, it will actually make your computer totally crash because I designed it to do it. No, I didn't. I'm just joking. You guys are totally gullible, okay? But please, go ahead and see the part 1 video before you see this video, okay? Now you guys know that one of my most favorite places in the whole wide orchid universe is at Tom Ritter's Orchids. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that little orchid hunting adventure that we had right at Tom Ritter's Orchids, and you guys know that I most certainly did. And luck would have it, folks, as I was there, I bumped into someone that was vacationing here in Florida from the Bahamas by the name of Natasha, and she indeed introduced herself to me, stating that she watches my videos and she was inspired to come check out Tom Ritter's Orchids while she was here. So definitely it was such a pleasure to meet you, Natasha. It was a blessing for me. I have to tell you, meeting people from all over the world, you guys showing me so much orchid love, and you guys know I reciprocate and I send that love right back to ya. You know that. Much love and big hugs to you guys always. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and check out what we got. Oh yeah! Okay, so we're gonna start this off with a bang. This right here is the latest and greatest of my orchid addiction. If you guys have been following me on my Facebook and also my YouTube adventures, you guys know that I am totally mad about bulbophyllums. Now, unfortunately, these bulbophyllums, very healthy, very nice, and of blooming size, they are actually tagless. That's right, these orchids right here are nameless and shameless, and they are also considered UFO, unidentified fabulous orchids. Indeed, they are. These are my surprise orchids because Tom Ritter's at this time is going through some remodeling, and they're just moving about many orchids and just transforming their whole orchid nursery. And unfortunately, these guys right here had lost their tags, so that is why I am calling them my surprise orchids, because we indeed will have to wait exactly to see what they are, and we will not know until they come into bloom, which makes this a bulbophyllum adventure. So I'm still very excited. And again, I stated these are very healthy of bloom size right here. And this little guy is so funny because check it out, check it out. Look here, this actually grew from one of the holes underneath the pot. Is that a determined bulbo or what? Yeah, that little strong fella. He'll break through concrete if he must. And this right here, again, not sure what it is, but definitely a lot of bulbs on that. And look at this plump and juicy guy right here. That's right, look at it. Nice, nice, nice. And of course a lot of new growth on them as well. And again, some very nice and very plump pseudobulbs right here on these bulbos. And up next is the Faux Lakotachine. And this orchid right here is very similar to the Faux Lakotachine that I had. And unfortunately, we did have a mishap, but we're not going into that. No sense in reliving bad memories. And one thing that I am so happy about this is all of the new growths that are here. And I am actually counting 4 new growths. 1 right there, 2 right there, 3, and also 1 way in the back, which equals 4. So indeed, very happy with this orchid. It's very healthy, and you guys know this actually blooms a very pendulant, very stringy spike, which will bloom an abundance of miniature blooms. Very unique blooming orchid right here. And next on our list is this Maxillaria variabilis. And this teeny weeny orchid right here indeed is quite adorable with this very compact, very miniature size. As you can see, mature adult size, and they're still so teeny weeny. And if you take a look at those blossoms, look right there. That is the size of my finger, and it's not even the size of my fingernail right there. Indeed, quite teeny weeny blooms on this adorable little fella. You are seeing that very nice canary yellow, and indeed it has a very deep burgundy color in its throat area, and this gives off somewhat of a vanilla scent. Indeed, just an adorable little orchid right here. And this one right here is a Psychosis mendenhall, also known as the samurai orchid. Indeed, for its fabulous, very spectacular bloom that mimics the samurai. So what an awesome, spectacular blooms this will have. Now, unfortunately, this does not have a spike quite yet, but again, it is a very good size, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that indeed soon and very soon we will see one. Now, I did have a Psychosis before, and we're not going into that again, are we? No, we're not. So if you want to see just how spectacular that these blooms will be, you can definitely click on this link right here and you will see the fabulous former orchid that I had. And also, one of the things that I love most about this one in particular is the fact that it does have mottled leaves. You are seeing that green and also nicely intertwined with that very maroon in color right there. Very awesome mottled leaf. Indeed, an attractive feature on this Psychosis mendenhall. And next on our list is a Brassavola digfionna. This orchid right here blooms a spectacular green bloom and has quite a frilly, bristly type of lip. So indeed, quite an interesting shape on this orchid right here, this Brassavola digfionna. And the most fantastic thing about this digfionna right here is that it indeed came with its own little froggy. That's right, this little guy right here actually hopped right on my hand, and it's very fortunate for him that I seen him first before I felt him, because if I would have felt him without knowing exactly what he was, oh boy, he would have been little froggy pancake, directly going to froggy heaven. So fortunate for him, he will find a new home in my orchid garden. And next we have the Dendrobium densaflorrum. And this right here is also known as the pineapple orchid because its very famous display of its blooms. You're going to see a pendulant form, and you're going to see quite a numerous amount of blossoms that are colored an orange and also yellow as well. Definitely a very daffodil type of shape that these blooms have, and the numerous amount is what makes it so spectacular. What a showcasing in blooms. And what's fabulous about this orchid right here is indeed that it is in spike 1 and also right there 2. And this right here is a Catus laevis. Indeed, quite a beautiful structure on this actual plant right here with its bulb extending out from the media. And of course, look at the tiny growths right here. Very tropical shaped leaves, and this actually has a very beautiful bloom, blooming a creamy white, having some spots and some striations, and also having a very deep, nice magenta lip and throat area as well. So definitely a beautiful bloom. I actually have another one right here which I've had for a while, but I was looking to definitely double its size and put it in one container. So yes, I am hoping for an awesome display of blooms with both of these now. And this very huge, very nice sized orchid right here is known as the Angraecum crestwood, which is a cross of the Eberneum and also the Veitchii. And this gives a spectacular alba-colored bloom, very large as well, and is also known as the Tomorrow Star. So indeed, quite an awesome orchid, and what makes me so happy is to see this new offshoot growing right there. Indeed, at the base, it does have a baby. And I actually have another orchid similar to this, but is a species, which is the Sesquipedale, and you're seeing 2 spikes on that. But if we take a look at that large size, definitely cowering over the Sesquipedale. So indeed, a huge, tremendous orchid right there. And this one right here is known as the Catasetum planiceps. And this particular Catasetum right here blooms of a lime green alba colored flower. And the flower is considered hooded, or what some would think looks like a helmet shape. And indeed is very unique to the Catasetums that I have. And I'm very interested in finding out exactly how their appearance will be. So if we take a look, this is something else that I find very interesting, is the fact that right there you're seeing small nubbins, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of them. So I'm interested in finding out exactly what those are. I definitely don't think that they are spikes. I think they're actually new growths of more pseudobulbs, which would be interested in seeing. But of course, I don't quite know, and we will have to stay tuned to find out. And indeed, I have saved the best for last. The next 2 orchids are absolutely my favorite orchids, and this one in particular is the Cindy Banks Bill's Choice. And indeed, it is my favorite orchid. You guys may remember I did a couple of features on this orchid right here because I do have another one. Now, the one that I have in my garden is not actually doing so well. It didn't do so well during the hurricane season and not so well during the winter season as well. So it's pretty beat up, and yeah, not so happy with her. Actually very saddened. But I am delighted to be capable of getting this one right here, which is far larger than the one that I have. And yes, very excited because the blooms on here are absolutely fabulous, taking on the zygopetalum colors of the purple and also the greens. And the spottings are so spectacular, reminding me of leopard spotting. So indeed, such a beautiful blossom, and indeed a very nice fragrance on it as well. And that is why this wild patterned orchid is my favorite by far. And the very last orchid on our list is this right here, This is a Renananthera. That's right, indeed, very excited about this. And if we take a close look, you will see that this is indeed in spike. Now this Renananthera is so amazing in the fact of its unique blooming blossom, very deep fire engine red, and it will bloom such a huge cluster, a spike that extends out, and indeed such a show-stopping orchid. I am very, very happy, and this is our very last orchid and one of the best orchids, one of my favorite ones as well. And that, my friend, is a complete orchid wrap. Now, I know we did go through all of these orchids like really quick, fast, in a hurry, but that's quite all right, because later down in the future, I will do a feature on each one of these, especially when they come into bloom, and I'll take a little bit more time explaining what they are and some of their orchid care, things of that nature, so we're not quite done with them yet. Okay, folks, I want to know exactly which orchids are your most favorite, and indeed, what did you guys think of this orchid haul? So please be sure to post those comments below. And also, folks, if you are within the Central Florida location, or if you plan on coming for a visit, please be sure to also visit the Tom Ritter's Orchids. Indeed, very friendly, very knowledgeable, very lovely folks. I said very lovely folks. And indeed, if you do have the opportunity, please be sure to let them know that My Orchid Adventure sent you, because indeed my friends are also their friends as well. So let them know that Maria Young of My Orchid Adventures indeed sent you. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, give it a green thumbs up. And also, if you want to stay tuned to my latest and greatest adventures, because we have so many different kinds of adventures, definitely subscribe. Also, you can join me on My Orchid Adventures. I have plenty of adventures there as well, so I invite you. My Orchid Adventures right on Facebook. Yeah, I got it, and get it good. Also, folks, one more last thing. If you guys want to contact me via snail mail, you want to write me a letter, send me something, please be sure to do so, and you can do it right at that address right there. Oh, come on, you see it. Again, I thank you guys so much, and you guys already know that indeed I love you all. Mwah, 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 and